on the second son and Planet X. A lot of talk about Planet X, Nibiru, all these kind of names, Wormwood in the Bible. What's your take on that?
Oh, it's coming. It's definitely coming. And, you know, there is a timeline that I've been given, and the timeline, and I know this is subject to change based on what's going on out there, and I'll share with you something that I haven't shared before, but there is a timeline, and that is that mid-March, somewhere between the 16th and the 20th, the weather is supposed to get very, very extreme. And if it continues on its present trajectory, somewhere between the end of April and the beginning of May, we will all see it as it literally approaches and goes over planet Earth. Now, the benevolent groups, they've talked about trying to change this trajectory. And the only trajectory that they could change it to that wouldn't affect the Earth would dramatically affect the rest of the galaxy. In other words, changing its orbit. The problem with that, though, is that the one that would help the Earth, one of its satellites, aka moons, strikes the sun. So clearly that's not a benefit to us.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of planning and contingency plans to mitigate its gravitational pull on the planet. But that's not even the biggest issue, because they can mitigate that. The biggest issue is it's got a million-mile trail of debris that our planet would go through at least 5 times over the next 5 years.
Okay.
And the debris is a real issue, because they turn into comets and asteroids.
Yeah. We've heard about this. Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about plowing the road, but you know, everyone on the surface would see this. This would not and could not be hidden anymore. So humanity, this alone would be an aha moment. You know, they would see the intervention, and of course, this would cause an enormous amount of problems for all the governments who have been lying and suppressing all this information, all the technology for years and years and years. It would literally be humanity's mass awakening at this point. In March, what we're looking for is primarily the jet stream coming down to the surface of the planet.
Wow, that's quite serious.
Yes, sir, it is.
Wow.
And going back, Alex, you did say that between the 16th and the 20th of March, we're going to, well, it's taken as a given that we're going to go through some very extreme weather. And it'll only get progressively worse as we move through. And, you know, one of the things that there's an excellent gentleman who's done a lot of research. He works very closely with the Navy. His name is John Moore. Moore, here in the States. And he's done many talks. He has his own radio show too, where he's talked a great deal about the Earth changes that are coming. And he's had many naval personnel, you know, look at the map that's been created, and they've tweaked it to the point where now he knows what the United States Navy is expecting to happen to at least the United States and the Earth. I think it's worth checking out. There are many people, you know, who are talking about this, and of course we're all poo-pooed because it's not serving the agenda of the dark side, of the dark messiah, to, you know, give people a heads up so they can begin to prepare. You know, they want you to crash into fear because then they're in control. You know, I will rescue you, I will save you. You just need to take this chip. You need to take this mark, this tattoo. You need to, you know, swear allegiance to me, all this other horseshit. And many people will go for it, you know.
as far as, what it says, many of the elected will be deceived. I don't believe the elected are going to be deceived at all. I think they're doing the best they can to keep their families from being murdered. So they're going along with this agenda. I think many of them already know what's going on. But they sold us out. They sold us out a long time ago, and now they're absolutely stuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We agree 100%. But what about storing food and the likes? Would you say that will be a good thing?
I'm sorry, say that again?
With the extreme weather that's coming up between the 16th and the 20th of March, would you recommend people store food?
Yes, I would. And yeah, absolutely. At least several months.
Several months, yeah.
It's supposed to begin somewhere between the 16th and the 20th of March and then continue on. But that's when it's really supposed to start. And everybody on the planet will be like, what the hell is going on? And it's because of the Planet X, Hercopolis, Nibiru, whatever name you want to give it. It's because of the dwarf star, its presence. Just understand that.
Yeah, and we're going to be able to. We should, again, from what you said, we should be able to see this very clearly around the end of April and beginning of May. Yeah,
well, on YouTube, there's several people who have used their cameras at certain longitudes and latitudes that are able to see it for a very brief time at sunrise as a planet comes up. You can see it clearly behind our sun.
Which is what they're saying is the second sun. And
Yes.
a lot of people are taking photographs of that.